Hey, Tasha here with Emerge Sales Training, and we give hope to network marketers that want to up-level their sales and their sales leadership skills. So we have courses that range anywhere from $1,200 to almost $1,000. You can check them out at emergesalestraining.com/courses. And before I get into the content for today, which is how to motivate yourself to actually make calls, you're probably wondering what the heck the rest of my shirt says, because this is what always happens when I wear this shirt. And it says, dude, be nice. Okay, dude, be nice. And I wear it in honor of our leadership training a lot of times. So now that that is out of the way, let me go ahead and give you a really, really cool tip on how to motivate yourself to make calls. So this is a question that comes up a lot in our different group coaching programs, in Facebook groups, like, oh, I want to make the calls, or I want to plan and I just can't, and all this stuff. So what's going on here? And I was recently reading a book called Persuasion by Robert Cialdini, Dr. Robert Cialdini. And it was pretty cool. The main premise of the book is that whatever we focus our attention on right before we make a decision significantly impacts our decision. And we can persuade others by focusing their attention on something, or I think we can even persuade ourselves. And so that's what I'm here to talk about. So when we sit down to make calls, what is that like? It's like, oh, I got to make calls. I don't want to do that. And maybe you might look around your desk or your couch and you see your kids and your family and the TV and all that stuff. And of course, you're not motivated to make calls. So what can you do? So there's a really interesting study it wasn't really a study, it was an observation that Dr. Cialdini made. And so when he was writing his first book, The Science of Influence, when he would write, go to the university, and he would write, talk to his colleagues and be in the, those buildings in his office, he would write very academically. And when he was at home, his window that was in front of the area or his office where he wrote, he could see lots of people walking back and forth. And that ended up changing his writing. When he went to go put the book together, at least this is the way I remember the story. If I'm butchering it, Dr. Cialdini, I am sorry. This is the way I remember it. Put the book together, and it was all over the place because the writing style when he was in the office was different than when he could actually see people that he was writing to, because he was trying to write toward lay people, right? Like non-academics. And so what does that have to do with you making calls? So there's another study that they did, and they were following these HR consultant type people. And these people were supposed to go into companies and create incentive programs for their people. Well, there's a few times that the incentive programs are significantly better and more effective than others. And what they found is that when this group of people had clear sight to the employees that worked there, their performance improved because they were focusing on the people, not the project. And that helped them to really keep the people in mind and increase their effectiveness. And so this is why this is important for making calls. Most people, I think, have like pictures of their kids at their desk, right? I have all these like things that they've made, right? You have your pictures of your family and stuff like that. Well, then what we're focusing on right before we're going to make our calls are those things. And so it makes sense that our brain wants to go and focus on those things. And what if instead we kind of did the same thing to our workspace that these people ended up doing when they were designing incentive programs? So what they did is they studied the effects of going into a closed door room where they couldn't see anyone. And actually they put up pictures of people that they would be working with. And it increased their effectiveness and productivity and overall results. And I just thought that was so cool. Another thing they said is they study telemarketers, that if they have all those like success posters, kind of like, I guess I have John Wooden's thing in the back, right? all over, it increases the amount of calls people make because it gets them to focus on things like success. And so having, these types of, I have this accessories frame here for my friend, gave it to me almost 20 years ago. It says, belief, always use the word impossible with the greatest caution. And so if I put that in my line of sight, that is going to change the way I approach work. And so what is my tip? My tip is, instead of keeping your focal point on your desk or wherever it is you're making calls, hopefully you have just a small little desk setup, even if it's in the corner of your home. Instead of making that like a family collage, get a few cards from Successories, frame them, print out some pictures of your previous customers if you need to make customers calls, if you need to make calls to your team, or if you're creating something for your team, grab some pictures for them. I'm trying to think. You could also take pictures of potential people that you would love to reach out to. So let's say you have a bunch of people that you would love to approach to join your team or buy your products, and you know them. Well, what if you print out a bunch of pictures and put them all over your workspace? You would be more motivated to call them because they would be more human. And so if I'm in a space where I am, not feeling my mojo for creating content for my audience, what I can do is I have these pictures. This is from one of my masterminds. I kind of was like a little joking puppet show I did, but they're on my desk. I spilled water, so Bailey got all messed up. But I can put these pictures up if I'm feeling a lack of inspiration for creating content, and that would help me to focus not on creating content, not on the white screen in front of me, but on these people who are bringing their teams to me to help deliver. And I will write with these people in mind. And so here's my challenge to you. Adjust your workspace. Find pictures of the people that you care about, that you want to help, that you want to serve, and put those in your workspace to remember why is it that you are actually calling. All right, I hope that this tip was super helpful for you. We would love to see you inside one of our courses. You can check them out at emergesalestraining.com/courses, and have a great day.